Prayer is talking to God, it's communing to God. We cannot pray unless we read His Word. Don't ever pray unless you read His Word. It has to go along. You read His Word and you pray. I mean, reading His Word means you are listening from God. And when the dimension is strong, I'm telling you, it will be smooth and well balanced. Let's look at the third dimension. I call the horizontal dimension. In the horizontal dimension, it is your relationship to others. Jesus said, love the Lord thy God with all mind. This is the great commandment. That's the first commandment. Secondly, love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. But how do we love our neighbor as myself? How do we love? Of course, in the gospel, we see Jesus gave a very good illustration. He told a story about a good Samaritan. If you're still confused, how you should love your neighbor, you go and read that good Samaritan again. You will understand how you can love your neighbor. Here in the wheel illustration, we in the horizontal dimensions, we see we can love our friend by having fellowship, spending time together, sharing, caring, taking care of one another, showing our love to one another. Where does that happen? That will happen in the fellowship. One cannot do a solitary fellowship. We have to come together. And church, the corporate worship on Sunday or any other day is a beautiful time of fellowship with one another. That's why I give I give the emphasis of fellowship even after the service also. After the preaching is done, I said, hey, we have chai and tea. Please stay back, talk to one another, get to one another. That is a time of fellowship. That is a time where you share your love and care for one another. That is a time where you will want to encourage somebody who needs encouragement. That's a time where you can get to know another person well. But many a times, we don't do this. In traditional church, we don't see this fellowship happening. Sometimes you don't even know who is sitting next to you also. Yes. But we should be doing that. We should know one another. We should encourage one another. We should have fellowship. I think it's time that we get to know one another's name, start calling by name, because that is very important. You want a smooth life, you want a balanced life, we need to walk on with that fellowship spoke. Don't be alone. Don't be solitary. Be in the fellowship. There are people, who are very secluded. Who wants to be alone? I'm telling you, loneliness is not a good sign. Loneliness, something is wrong with a person. When you're lonely, don't stay alone. Because God says it is not good for a man to be alone. Okay? That's why He made a helpmeet. It is never a good thing to be alone. Even in Christian life also, there are people who doesn't want to be in groups. There are people who doesn't want to come for fellowship. They want to be alone. And they will even quote the scripture also. Very smart. Theologically smart. Yes. God is everywhere. If God is everywhere, then I need not go to church. I can worship God in my own bedroom also. Isn't it? I can worship God in my own bedroom also. Isn't it? Very smart. Of course, God is everywhere. God is in the bedroom also. But we all need to come together in fellowship. I always give an illustration. When a firewood is burned, when we pile up the firewood together, it burns so well. Even the raw firewood, no, the raw firewood which has been just cut, you put among all of, on top of other firewood, it will burn so well. It will burn. But you remove that dry wood which burns so well, you remove that and keep it separate and see what happens. Will it burn? It will stop burning. Exactly. That happens when you are away from fellowship. You will stop burning. When you come together, that spiritual fire will burn together. That's because we fire will burn together. That's because we encourage one another. We lift up one another. We share one another. We need that. So you want to have a well-balanced and a smooth life, we should have fellowship. We should have fellowship. Therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling which you were called. In Hebrews, the writer of the Hebrews say, do not neglect the assembling of the saints. Assembling of the saints. This is the assembling of the saints. The word of God says, do not neglect it. Don't stay away. So we see the fellowship spoke. Next, we have the witnessing spoke. Witness spoke. In order to have a smooth and well-balanced life, a strong Christian life, we should live a life of witnessing. Witnessing. I admit that this is my most weakest spoke in my life. The word, it's okay because I read Bible every day. Prayer, yeah, I pray morning, evening, before eating, before going. It's okay, let's say average, it's quite good. Fellowship, yeah, fellowship is 100% good because I always like fellowship. I don't want to stay alone. I always look out for friends, not to be together. And we all come from this one social community where we like social gathering. Yeah. It's so difficult to take this out from our life. That's why when I go to Delhi, that's one thing I learned. People from Northeast, especially Manipur, when they go to Delhi also, they always look to spend time together. Socializing. Too much of socializing, and therefore not successful in their career. Yeah, I learned that. That's why I told our church member, hey, don't fellowship too much. Don't fellowship too much. Now, this is what I say. Monday till Friday, you study, you work like a slave. Monday to Saturday, yeah. But as a social being, we need fellowship. To do that, you come to church on Sunday. Meet good, godly friends. Be in the fellowship, encourage one another. You get charged up spiritually. Go back Monday,